Okay, good afternoon to all of you. Okay, you understood? Okay, so this is the right pattern. So you will be getting chance, you will get so much ample time to practice, keep on practicing. So earlier what we used to do, we used to finish up first maths, and so many part of mathematics, I mean, student couldn't do in between because they are also going through GS subjects and optionals. So that's why firstly means maths in 3 days. Now you have 4 more days to practice, and then reasoning, logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, and that way this is the finest way we can prepare, or in a best. Oh yes. Okay, I'll do that. So just remind me after the class. Okay, yesterday I was in rush, that's why I forgot. Today I'll do that. So guys, yesterday what we did, can you please explain me the rectangles? Okay, that means successive percentage change. I believe we have done successive percentage change. Okay, fine. Okay, let's move towards the next important concept, and that is relationship among quantities. So this is most important concept from my point of view. You will get to understand, and after that any topic can be tackled very easily. Relationship among quantities. So we already know quantity. So I had already asked you what is quantity. So most of the students first think about quantity in terms of amount, certain amount, right? But it is in mathematics, it is not in physics, it is not. It is actually something which can be measured, right? Quantity is something which can be measured. That's why I told you scalar and vector, there are 2 types of quantities we have. And here in arithmetics we usually do not study vector quantities where we have magnitude as well as direction, but in scalar quantity we have what? Only magnitude. So in this part, I mean arithmetics, we have to go through scalar quantity only. And what kind of scalar quantity, dear? What kind of scalar quantity? Speed, time, distance, price, consumptions, expenditure, work, efficiency, number of days, number of persons. So that's why you see such type of what? Quantities in arithmetics throughout. And let me tell you very clearly, once you get through all these 3 concepts, successive percentage, basics of ratio and alligation, and third, relationship among quantities, we can connect any topic. If it has percentage value, if it has a ratio value, we can connect any topic with percentage or ratio. So that's why we need not to study, we need not to go into any formula mode. You don't need to remember any formula here. Directly solve question. Once you understand it, try to apply in a different way. First you will take time, and after some time you will get to understand it so clearly that you will be able to apply it in a best possible manner. शुरू में प्रॉब्लम तो होती है ना बेटा, हर जगह प्रॉब्लम होती है. तो एक प्रॉब्लम बच्चे क्या करते हैं, दे मेक मिस्टेक. देयर इज कॉमन मिस्टेक. What they do, they don't actually struggle in first 2 or 3 4 days, right? वो क्या करते हैं, they go with the same method they used to go in their traditional ways or they in school days. So then you won't be understanding, you won't get things clearly then. It takes time, so give time. After some time you will definitely be in position where you analyze the question very quickly and respond it more frequently. ठीक है, ये क्लियरली तुम समझ में रखो, दिमाग में रखो कि ऐसा ही होता ही है. तो मेरा कहने का मतलब ये हुआ कि जैसे सिंपल वर्ड, कि मुझे यहां तक पहुंचने में मैं 20 साल से पढ़ा रहा हूं, 20 years, 2006 से, ठीक है. और केवल यूपीएससी को मैं 16 साल से पढ़ा, नहीं 17 साल से, तुम्हारे सीसेट आने से पहले से यूपीएससी को पढ़ा रहा हूं मैं, ठीक है. तो मुझे 20 साल लगे यहां तक पहुंचने में, तो तुम्हें कम से कम 20 दिन भी तो देना पड़ेगा ना. स्टिल मुझे बहुत साल सॉल्व करने में क्वेश्चन कभी कभी दिक्कत होती है, क्योंकि क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. तो तुम 20 दिन भी दोगे ना, अपने आप आइडिया चेंज हो जाएगा तुम्हारा. सो यू नीड टू गिव टाइम, ठीक है. उतना तुम्हें देना पड़ेगा। एंड यूपीएससी तो अब आपका क्वेश्चन ऐसा सेट कर रही है कि 20 दिन नहीं, यू हैव टू पे एटलीस्ट 200 डेज, ठीक है, देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू हैंडल क्वेश्चंस लेटर ऑन। अभी तो लग रहा है ना कि हो जाएगा, लेकिन और टफ होगा, ठीक है। चलो अब देखो गाइस, सो दैट्स व्हाई देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ रिलेशनशिप। फर्स्ट scalar quantity we already know, and there are two types of relationship. One kind is directly proportional relationship, ठीक है, directly proportional relationship, and second is inversely proportional relationship, right? So in short, DPR and IPR. I know that you will be able to handle it, you understand it, but you don't know how to apply it. So clearly you will get to understand after some time. So first try to conceptualize these things, right? तो पहले कहां से शुरू करें? DPR, right? Okay. DPR is directly proportional relationship. First one, directly proportional relationship. So my question is, directly proportional relation means, we have two quantities. So if one quantity increases, there will be a corresponding increase in another quantity. If one quantity decreases, again, yes, corresponding quantity will decrease. I mean, it is simple that there is a corresponding relationship, and relationship here is one increases, another decreases, one decreases, another increases. That's, oh, my mistake. Sorry. One directly proportional, my mistake. So I'm rectifying the error. Directly proportional means one increases, then corresponding quantity also increase. थोड़ा ध्यान रखना जो, ठीक है। तो what directly proportional means one increases, corresponding quantity increases, and one decreases, then corresponding quantity decreases. This is directly proportional relationship. So the relationship, if I want to give you an example, so what kind of example you will produce? Speed and distance. So if your speed increases, then you will definitely cover more distance. If your speed decreases, you will cover lesser distance. This is simple. Now any means work directly proportional to time. So if you give more time, you will do more work. If you give lesser time, you will do lesser amount of work. That's it. Same vice versa in the case of inverse proportional relationship. If one quantity increases, then corresponding quantity decreases, and if one quantity decreases, then corresponding quantity increases, right? So mathematically how we write here, try to understand. See, if there are two quantities x and y, so if I want to write down mathematical relationship, it is x relationship, x is directly proportional to y. So mathematically it means that if x1 has corresponding value y1 and x2 has corresponding value y2, in that case x1 upon x2 will be equal to y1 upon y2. Mathematically we represent this way. Okay, mathematically we represent this way, x1 upon x2 equal to y1 upon y2, and in simple mathematical word, x1 and x2, if the ratio of x1 and x2 is 3:2, then the ratio of y1 and y2 will again, yes, 3:2, you will get 3:2. That's it. Okay, so example you already know example. So if I am writing, let's suppose I am writing for an example, I am writing here that work is directly proportional to days. So if W1 has relationship with D1 and W2 has relationship with D2, then W1, I have to write it this way. Let's suppose in a factory 100 toys are made in 5 days. Then in the same factory 200 toys will be made in 10 days. Double na? Since it gets doubled, means work gets doubled, then timing, yes, timing also changed here. So in that scenario, W1 and W2 is 100 is to 200, so it is 1 is to 2, and D1 is to D2 is 5 is to 10, that is, yes, 1 is to 2. That's why we could see here that work directly proportional to days. Days means it is, means these quantities are having, or these quantities are in direct proportional relationship. Fine. अच्छा, one thing that must be clarified here. देखो यहाँ पे ध्यान से देखना बेटा, मैं तुमको बता देता हूँ, ये बेसिक होगा. So many students, what they do, they think that they already learned this, right? They think that they know this sometimes, but I'm sure after some time you won't know anything. ठीक है, शुरू में लगता है कि हमें आता है, लेकिन जब आएगा ना क्वेश्चन, ठीक है, वहां बिल्कुल दिमाग नहीं चलेगा, ठीक है, ब्लॉक हो जाएगा. बिकॉज वी नो बेसिक थिंग्स बट वी डोंट नो द एप्लीकेशन. एप्लीकेशन इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग हियर, दैट you know such things. Now apply it. x1 upon x2 equal to y1 upon y2. Now if I want to write this as in form of an equation, what should I do? Can I cross multiply? So after multiplying this way, x1 multiplied with, correct, and x2 multiplied with, that's it. Did you observe anything? Can you observe here? How difficult your question will be, doesn't matter. We'll sort it out in only single line. Why? Because we know the relationship. What happened here? Here the relationship was direct, x1 upon x2 equal to y1 upon y2. But when we formed equation, when we converted them and have written them in equation form, then relationship was direct, multiplication got inversed. That means x1 multiplied with y2 and x2 multiplied with y1. That means whenever a question will appear with two different quantities, so first of all we'll try to analyze that what kind of relationship they do have, what kind of relationship they are in. If we are sure that they are in directly proportional relationship, then what we will do, we'll take the values magnitude in both the situations and accordingly place here forming equation. That x1 multiplied with y2 means one quantity 1 will be multiplied with the quantity means second part of the quantity 2, and that side, yes, second part of quantity 1 will be multiplied with first part of quantity 2. ठीक है, और ये हर जगह एप्लीकेबल होगा, एवरीवेयर वेयर योर रिलेशनशिप इज डायरेक्ट. तो अभी तुम्हें यहाँ इस पे ज्यादा फोकस नहीं करना है, अभी आपको यहाँ पे फोकस करना है बच्चे. धीरे धीरे आपको ये समझ में आएगा, अभी तो सीखने के लिए है. हाँ, बट आफ्टर सम टाइम यू विल स्टार्ट अप्लाइंग इट. चलें आगे बढ़े हम लोग. ओके, लेट्स मूव टुवर्ड्स द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. डीपीआर डन. हैव यू रिटन? Okay, let's move towards the next part, and that is IPR. एकदम पूछ लेना बेटा, अगर नहीं समझ में आएगा ना, अभी के अभी पूछ लेना यहाँ पे. इनवर्स प्रोपोर्शनल रिलेशनशिप, ठीक है. X and Y, again I am writing. If they are in inverse relationship, we already know one quantity increases, corresponding quantity decreases. So, if I am going to write down x is inversely proportional to y, I'll have to write down this way. Okay, x is inversely proportional to y, I will write this way, and in that case it means if x1 has relation with y1 and x2 related to y2, then x1 upon x2 will be equal to y2 upon y1, y2 upon y1, and in this case, now try to understand what I am writing. In this case, if your x1 and x2 has value 3:2, then y1 and y2 will become 1 by 3 and 1 by 2. That means 2 will multiply here, 3 will multiply here. Either you will write down 2:3 directly, or the basic way to solve this question is 3 and 2 LCM is given as 6, and then 3 2 ja 6, 2 3 ja 6, and once you have written numbers on top, just remove this 6 here. You will directly get 2:3. So in this scenario you can say that if x1 and x2 is 3:2, then y1 and y2 will become 2:3. 2:3. So you might have thought, means you might be thinking that, so it is so simple that if it is 3:2, you could have written 2:3 directly. So why you are going this way? That means I am fool, right? No, I am doing because it is important, right? So you have to be very careful. Why I am doing? If I could have done this way, even then I am going through different route. I am taking different route. That means it is important. You will get to understand later on, one by one, right? समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? क्लियर? एकदम थोड़ा सा फोकस करना, बिल्कुल होता चला जाएगा. कहीं you after some time you won't make mistake, but focus, keep your focus here. एग्जाम्पल. अच्छा, अब इसमें बताओ बच्चे, अगर मैं इसको कन्वर्ट करना चाहूंगा इक्वेशन में, व्हाट शुड आई राइट? x1 multiplied by y1 and x2 multiplied by, so wherever relationship is inverse, multiplication gets direct. So in short, keep in mind one thing. This time you are not going to use. Right now we are not going to use it. We'll use it later on. But this time, only remember one thing, and that is, if your relationship is direct, multiplication gets inversed to form equation, and if your relationship is indirect, I mean inverse, then multiplication gets direct to form the equation. This is most important part. Okay, so if we are taking one example here, let's take an example, a basic example, simple example. One example is price and consumption. If your expenditure remains constant, then price is inversely proportional to consumption, right? Price is inversely proportional to consumption. So in that case, now understand what is happening here. But एक बात बताओ, in our household, so our mother has some budget. Middle class family has some budget for each and every item. So let's suppose in my home, my mother has budget for sugar expenditure 200 rupees. Sugar expenditure this is the budget for sugar, right? 200 rupees. And the price of sugar is rupees 40 per kilogram. So price of sugar is rupees 40 per kilogram. So how much my family is consuming? 5 kg is the consumption. Yes, 5 kg is family's consumption right now. Now the question is, if I wake up and on a final day I see the price of the sugar increases by 25%. Price of the sugar increases by 25%. So if price of the sugar increases by 25%, so how much is the increase? 25. So in this scenario, 25% increase means 25 means 1/4. 1/4 increase means now price will become 50. 50 na? 50 rupees per kilogram. But price has increased. But no expenditure remained same, expenditure remained constant. There is no increase or change in expenditure. So now what is my family's consumption? 4 kilogram. So that means consumption got reduced. 4 kilogram. So by how much consumption is getting reduced? 1 kg. So consumption is getting reduced by 1 kg. So the thing is, consumption is getting reduced by 1 kg. So 1 kg reduction will follow on 1 kg reduction on which consumption? Original or final? ऑब्वियसली ऑन ओरिजिनल, एनी चेंज विल फॉलो ऑन ओरिजिनल, है ना, सिंपल सी चीज है, एनी चेंज विल फॉलो ऑन ओरिजिनल. 5 मल्टीप्लाई 100, 20%, है ना. अभी जैसे जाते हो, अब अगली बार घर जाओगे, हाँ, तो मॉम देखकर क्या बोलती है, पहले से तो दुबले हो गए हो, है ना. तो ये किस कंपैरिजन क्या था, कंपैरिजन इज ऑलवेज विथ द लास्ट थिंग. ओके, लास्ट टाइम मीन्स हियर ओरिजिनल वन. फाइन. So 20%. So here we can say that if your expenditure is constant and price and consumption both are interlinked with expenditure. So if your expenditure is constant, in that case price is inversely proportional to consumption. So if price is getting increased by 25%, then consumption is getting reduced by 20%. 20%. So in this case, if I am writing, let's suppose I am writing P1 and P2, the ratio of P1 and P2. So here ratio is 40 and 50. So you can say the ratio is 4:5. Ratio is 4:5. So price has ratio 4:5, then consumption is 5:4. So it is already showing you that price has ratio 4:5. Consumption, yes, consumption is in ratio 5:4. That means it reversed. So in relationship, in inverse relationship, these values get reversed. Okay, so in one kind of relationship is 8 to 9 and another will become 9 to 8 automatically. No need to solve or no need to go further. Understood? So this is what we know about relationship among quantities. There are two types of relationship. One is inverse directly proportional relation, another is inverse proportional relation, and throughout arithmetics we are going to use only these two types of relationship. ठीक है, तो there are three concepts I have told you. First concept that we are going to use is successive percentage change. Second concept that we are going to use is relationship among quantities, and third concept is basics of ratio and alligation. That's it. After that we can solve any question using these approaches. Clear na? Okay, so shall I give you a simple question to analyze whether you understood this point concept or not? Okay, so please write down the question. The question is, a work has been assigned to three groups of persons. A work has been assigned to three groups of persons having number of persons in ratio 3:4:5. 3:4:5. Find the ratio of the number of days. Find the ratio of the number of days taken by them, number of days taken by them to complete the work. Find the ratio of the number of days taken by them to complete the work. ठीक है बच्चे? Did you understand the question now? A work has been assigned to three groups of persons in ratio 3:4:5. Find the ratio of the number of days taken by them to complete the work. हाँ बच्चे, क्या बोला? What is your answer? 4 days. Okay, 4 days. I asked you what is the ratio. Ratio. Actually, number of persons are already given in ratio. Ratio of the number of persons given. Then you have to calculate that how much time these 3 groups will take and get the ratio of, yes, ratio of the number of days taken by these 3 groups to complete the same work. 5:4:3. Okay, okay. So simple. Everyone? No? No? Yes or no? Yes or no? 5:4:3. How many of you got this 5:4:3? Okay, this is absolutely wrong. Now, the another answer is correct. Correct. This is the right answer. Simply you didn't understand that time what I told you. The basic concept was, it was not directly reversed. 3:2 didn't reverse to give you 2:3. It was actually 1/3 and 1/2. Since it was solved to give you number in reversed order, it doesn't mean that in every time it will give you the reversed value. So in two terms, in 2 numbers, they will reverse. But if it comes 3, 4, it won't reverse. Right? It will give you a new ratio. Fine. So that way, if you want to solve, first of all, tell me what kind of relationship they do have. They are in what kind of relationship? Inverse relationship. Yes. Why inverse? Because we know that same type of work has been assigned to all the 3 groups of persons. Same type of work. So if same type of work has been assigned, that means now in the group, number of person is larger. That group will take lesser number of days to finish the work, and where the number of person is lesser, that group will take more number of days to complete the work. Yes or no? So relationship is directly, we can see that the relationship is inverse, and if relationship is inverse, we can directly write down this way, that if here m is inversely proportional to number of days, so in first group, second group and third group, number of persons are in ratio 3:4:5, then in the number of days taken by these groups will be 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, and then LCM is 60, here it is 20, 15, 12. Now remove 60, so your answer is 20, 15 and 12. This is the correct answer. Okay. Now you can ask me, sir, always we have to do the same process? We'll do same process? No, not always, because we'll sort it out. We'll make it fast. कैसे? अगर मुझे करना होगा तो मैं ऐसे नहीं करूंगा. What I'll do? Try to see here. Observe. M1, M2, M3 is 3:4:5, and we already know that they are in inverse relationship, right? 3:4:5, they are in inverse relationship. So if I have to calculate D1, D2 and D3, what I'll do, I know that D1 has corresponding relationship, D1 has corresponding value M1. So leave the value of M1 and multiply rest these two and write 20. D2 has corresponding value M2. Leave this second M2 and multiply 5 and 3, you will get 15, and D3 has corresponding value M3, multiply 3 and 4, you will get 12. So 20, 15 and 12 is the correct answer. So you can get this result within few seconds. है ना? पहले concept सीखो. To understand the concept is one thing, and application in paper is different thing. है ना? कई बार ऐसा होगा, what we'll learn here in class, will apply in a different way, and in exam we will apply it in a different way. Why? Because logic works only in exam. So if you are well practiced and they change the question, the concept part of the concept part of the question is entirely sometimes different, then your logic works everywhere. So we never apply the same rule, same thing every time. That's why we need hard practice. चले बच्चे आगे बढ़े. Understood everyone? ठीक है. आ जाओ बेटा, अब हम लोग इस पे रिलेटेड देखते हैं क्वेश्चंस, हाउ वी कैन अप्लाई दिस रूल्स. See. Okay, let me show you one fast means example. I'm going to give you one example that will make it more clear. If the length of rectangle is increased by 20%, length of rectangle is increased by 20%. I should write down here, length of rectangle is increased by 20%. Okay, so the question is, by what percent breadth should be decreased? By what percent breadth should be decreased? Length of rectangle increased by 20%. By what percent breadth should be decreased so that area remains constant? By what percent breadth should be decreased so that area remains constant? Area remains constant. Yes? 10%. Sure. Length increases by 20%. So by what percent breadth should decrease so area remains constant? This is same we have done in price consumption example. If price increased by 25%, then consumption got decreased by 20%. Do you remember that? Same, this is same concept. Okay, let's see. Length is 20%. Shall I write 1 upon 5? 1 upon 5? Okay. Now my question is, length and breadth. I mean, if you want to find out area of rectangle, then length is multiplied with breadth, and length multiply breadth will give you area of rectangle. Yes or no? Do you have any idea about length of rectangle here? Do you know the length of rectangle? No. So you will assume here. So how to assume? Let's assume the length of rectangle. Since you are increasing length as 20%, that's why first write down the fraction of 20%, and then assume 5 unit as the length of rectangle. 5 unit as length of rectangle. Okay, then 5 plus 1, yes, length increased by 20%. And my question is simple here. If length of rectangle is getting increased from 5 to 6, then breadth must decrease from 6 to 5. Then 6 and 6 will get cancelled, 5 and 5 will get cancelled, area remain constant, that is 1:1. Or area is 5:6, 5 multiply 6, 30, and 6 multiply 5, 30. 30 and 30 means after cancellation 1:1. Area remains constant. So what you see here, that if length increases from 5 to 6, then breadth goes down from 6 to 5. By how much? 1 unit. And 1 unit over 6. So earlier breadth was 6. Now it is 5. 1 unit decrease, and 1 unit decrease on 6. That's why 1 upon 6 multiply 100 will give 16.66%. 16.66%. Understood now? Understood? Clear बच्चे? Clear? Okay, so one more question of the same type. or I'm actually changing the question. So I'm putting one extra information here. Let's suppose the same question remains same, only one extra information I'm going to add here, that if we are talking about rectangle only. Why I'm talking about rectangle so many times means I'm giving question. It is only to analyze only to understand the basic concept here, because now from now onwards we are going to apply everywhere the same concept. That's why first make your concept clear, then apply anywhere. अब देखो ना, जैसे हम लोग अभी प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस करेंगे, सेम कॉन्सेप्ट विल बी अप्लाइड एवरीवेयर इन प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस, है ना, कहीं भी चेंज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. ओके, यू अंडरस्टूड? थोड़ा थोड़ा आता है ना, चलो ठीक है, दैट्स गुड. ओके, लेंथ थोड़ा थोड़ा, हाउ मच by percentage? Since the chapter is percentage, that's why I'm asking you. 70% you understand. That's great. That's great. Only speaking difficulty we have. Okay. Okay, then no problem. Okay. L is actually increased by, let's suppose 50%. L is increased by 50%, means length of rectangle increased by 50%. So by what percent breadth should be decreased? By what percent breadth should be decreased so that this time area do not remain constant. Area increases by 20% only. Did you understand the question? What? This time area is not constant. Area also increases, but area increases by only 20%. So you have to maintain or let breadth decrease that value only, in which only area increases by 20%. Okay. So did you understand the question? Would you like to give it a hand? ठीक है, एक बार ट्राई करो ना, ट्राई करते चलो, है ना. तुम लास्ट क्लास में नहीं आई थी? Yesterday. Today, na? So you will understand everything. This is basic class. So for 10 to 15, after 15-20 minutes, na? So we'll keep on repeating so many questions of the same type. So don't worry, you will get to understand everything. In 3 or 4 classes, we keep on repeating the same concept so many times, and only 3 concepts we have to apply. We are going to apply 3 concepts everywhere in arithmetic. So that's why it is not difficult for us to apply later on also. So don't worry, after 15-20 minutes you will get to understand everything. So okay, I'm repeating first thing. What we are doing, like 50%, na? So 50% we write the fraction value of 50%. 50% has fraction value 1/2, and how do we find it? 50 divided by 100. So once you get the fraction value of 50%, we write this way, 1/2. And now since you want to assume the value, na? Like firstly what we used to do, we used to assume value like let the length be x, let the length be n, right? Here we are not assuming like that. Here we'll assume this denominator to be the length, original length, and since it has to increase by 50%, increase 2 by 1. Just add this one here in 2, automatically length will increase by 50%. Okay, so you'll understand each and every point, no problem. कितना आ गया बेटा? 80%. Okay, 80%. ना कुछ तो एरर हुआ है, एक बार ट्राई मारो फिर से. मतलब मैं तो तुम्हें इसको बिना पेन से ही सॉल्व करवा दूंगा, लेकिन मैं चाहता हूं कि शुरू में थोड़ा बहुत यूज करो पेन. जस्ट यूज योर पेन इन अर्ली स्टेज. आफ्टर सम टाइम यू डोंट नीड टू पेन इन योर हैंड टू सॉल्व सच क्वेश्चंस. ओके. $33.33, sure? No. Why it is not? If they asked you question in which area remained constant, had they asked you that area remained constant, then you were right. But they are not asking in such a way. So that's why in this situation you cannot directly reverse it. And if you reverse it, then again you need to put some value so as to balance the figure. Okay, let's understand the concept. Come. See, if I am writing length L, breadth B and area A, 50% is 1 by 2, 20% is 1 by 5. Okay, so if length was 2 unit earlier, now length is 3 unit. Fine. Earlier area was 5 unit, now area should be 6. Okay, if area remained constant, in that situation length would have reversed, but it is not. So we don't write value in reverse form. There are so many different ways to solve this question, but I am giving you concept here. So first understand concept. अच्छा, मैं तुमसे एक चीज पूछ रहा हूँ, मुझे बताओ बच्चे, length multiply breadth equal to area, yes or no? हाँ. So if I want to calculate breadth, should I divide area by length? And if I want to calculate length, I should divide area by breadth. Either of the way, whatever they want you to calculate, accordingly we do. We go through the process. अच्छा, अब मुझे बताओ, if my area in this situation is 5 and my length was 2, so breadth must be 5 upon 2, yes or no? 5 upon 2. In second situation, my area was 6, length was 3, it is 6 upon 3. Now after calculation, 3 1 ja 3, 3 2 ja 6. Now after calculation, 5 will be multiplied with this 5, 2 will be multiplied with this 4. Okay, write down breadth should go from 5 to 4. Okay, so that means if length goes from 2 to 3, then you need area to go from 5 to 6. It is only possible when breadth decreases from 5 to 4. ठीक है? Now breadth decreases from 5 to 4, the value decreases by 1 unit, and 1 unit decrease on 5 multiply by 100. You people are smart enough, you analyze things faster. ठीक है? हाँ बेटा बोलो. आ जाएगा, बिल्कुल आ जाएगा, कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उसका ना अभी तो तुम्हारा इजी हो रहा है इंटीग्रल वैल्यू में, बाद में कैलकुलेशन टफ हो जाएगा. तो ऐसा करते हैं ना जो हर जगह, ये देख लो ना सक्सेशन में जो हम यूज कर रहे हैं, मैंने क्या बोला, वी आर गोइंग टू यूज एवरीवेयर सक्सेसिव परसेंटेज चेंज, रिलेशनशिप अमंग क्वांटिटीज, एलिगेशन. तो ऐसा क्यों ना करे कि एक ही चीज हर जगह यूज करे, ट्राई करे, तुम्हारे लिए आसान हो जाएगा, है ना? बताओ समझ में आ रहा है? अंडरस्टूड? सो डू यू वांट मी टू रिपीट इट और अंडरस्टूड? Okay, now since you understood this point, concept you have already understood. From now onwards, if they are giving you the same question, what you do means, if you want to do this question faster, write down length, breadth, area. Fine. Length was from 2 to 3, area was from 5 to 6. What I told you, do you remember that? If relationship is direct, multiplication gets inversed. Relationship is inverse, multiplication gets direct. In that scenario, if you want to calculate, then you should calculate this way. Length is this, 5 should be multiplied with 3 and write 15, and 6 should be multiplied with 2. Why? This relationship was direct. So breadth has direct relationship with area. Length has direct relationship with area. So relationship is direct, multiplication will get inversed. So 5 multiplied with 3 will give you 15, 6 multiplied with 2 will give you 12. Write down 15 and 12. So 3 5 ja, 3 4 ja, 5 is to 4. So 1 unit less over 5. and no need to multiply because 1 upon 5 you already know it is 20%. After some time we don't need to use this again and again. Understood? समझ में आ रहा है कैसे हम अप्लाई करते हैं? Relationship was direct, multiplication got inversed, and that is showing the result for B, how B had decreased. Do you want me to give one more question of the same type? Try करना चाहोगे? हाँ ठीक है बेटा, एक क्वेश्चन लिख के दिखाओ, लिखो. And this question had been asked in so many times. They had asked you in CDS paper, they had asked you in CSAT paper also. So many different exams, CAT paper, everywhere. You can see this question. CSAT, CDS, CAT, everywhere you see this question. The price of rice is increased by 32%. The price of rice increased by 32%. The price of rice is increased by 32%. Price of rice increased by 32%. Okay. By what percent consumption should be decreased? By what percent consumption should be decreased so that expenditure remains, or expenditure increases by 10% only. Expenditure increases by 10% only. Right? Expenditure increases by 10% only. Okay. This is question number 1. Expenditure increases by 10% only. And second part of the question is if final consumption is 25 kilogram, find original consumption. other thing that they are not getting correct answers. Most of the answers are wrong, but then reading comprehension is always add on. So you have to keep this thing in your mind. Whenever your mind says that, yeah, let's focus on reading comprehension, that can qualify us, that is the weak point students are facing nowadays. They have this weak point, and that's why they are struggling to pass the paper. Everyone, before examination, from last 6 months or from last 2-3 years, I have been always telling all the students, from 2021, I have been telling by analyzing the question. Obviously, from last 16-17 years, I am analyzing the question. From 2010 to 2011, your first CSAT, I told you, 2011, your first CSAT paper was conducted. Before that, Aptitude was there in GS paper only. One optional and another GS paper. So those Aptitude were very difficult compared to this CSAT paper that time. Okay. So till 2014, paper was good. They were raising the standard of the paper, and students was clear about it that without studying throughout the year, they won't pass the paper. And they used to start preparing from early days. I remember that when CSAT was introduced first time, I was very young. So all the students are elder than me in class, but then they accepted, because one thing that matters, and that is if a person is helping you or not, right? Last thing. So I remember that first time when they introduced CSAT, panic was all around. There was panic everywhere, and because of that, students never tried to skip any class for CSAT on CSAT. So I had 16 different organizations running simultaneously. 16. I was so tired. I used to be, because I had relationship with so many organizations. So I used to get so tired. That time I was also I used to hit gym वगैरह सब चला गया. There was no time even to eat. अभी का body मत देखो मेरा, ठीक है? That was the only reason I left eating, सब कुछ छूट गया, खाना, फिर I couldn't go to gym, I couldn't hit, I started skipping gym, and because of that reason, कुछ ऐसा हुआ कि for long hours I used to teach in the class. जैसे from 7 o'clock I started teaching, and till 9 o'clock I used to teach, and somehow that time I had energy. When we are young, we don't care anything, and then after coming from classes at 9 o'clock, again I used to go to gym. That kind of discipline I had for that. But because of this, somehow I missed gym. I missed I indulged, or you can say that I went into bad food habits or something. These things happened with me, and because of that, after some time I realized I have lost my spinal cord. Okay, बताया था ना मैंने ये चीज. I lost my spinal cord in young age. Means lost, not that way. I have my spinal cord. So, but this spinal cord injury in 21-22 years is very difficult to survive. I had survived, and this is very big kind of motivation for students too. That's why when I am here now, I have survived a spinal cord injury, ankylosing spondylitis, that you know as slip disc. Another kind of slip disc is ankylosing spondylitis. Okay, where your joints starts failing. So doctor told me that no, now it is not. It is incurable. So I thought that now it is incurable. For long 7 to 8 months, 9 months, I was on bed. I couldn't even turn around. Okay, so how bad phase was that? In middle of the class, neck pain. I went through neck pain. Why? Because I ignored my habits. I ignored my discipline because of these CSAT classes. So how I sacrificed, I remember those days, for these classes, CSAT classes, I sacrificed, and what happened? I had to sacrifice this, my health. And then it was so bad phase. Went through depression because of this. If your spinal cord doesn't work well now, you dragged into depression phase. You don't know how. Okay, so everything, even then, bounced back. Now, whatever I am telling you, it is more convincing than earlier on. Very difficult phase. So I have seen evolving how your papers throughout these years went. Means they have started taking CSAT in 2011 from then, and now till 2014 students were very eager to learn, eager to prepare for CSAT throughout year. So no classes were vacant. They used to prepare throughout the year. What happened in 2014? Because of this political protest, they made CSAT qualify, and from then they started taking CSAT very lightly after 2014. From 15 to 18 or 19, they started taking lightly, and even in 1.5 months or 2 months, they could pass the paper. And that was intolerable for UPSC. Right? The UPSC never wanted any of the candidate to pass within this range. Why? Because within this range, you can only pass. You won't be able to transform yourself. You won't be able to make your logic that strong, which is required for your administrative post. Right? That's why they understood that no, now we have to again introduce the type of question. Let it be qualifying. Let it be qualifying even in SCAT paper. 42, 45, 50% mark will fetch 100 percentile. Same UPSC means same thing. UPSC also started introducing that yes, it is qualifying 33%, but you won't get 33% so easily. But they couldn't do at once. Sir, they couldn't do at once, right? So that's why they started doing it. Means they started injecting slowly. In 2019, small insertion. 2020, again paper changed. A small difference in the paper you see, like data sufficiency came here in your paper, and in data sufficiency they had started giving you questions from logical reasoning. Those questions were easy. Earlier on they used to ask questions, but not these many questions. Again, after some time you realized, suddenly in 2022 your paper picked up. Okay, level of your paper got raised up. Then 2023 again raised up. In 2024 flat. And 2025 very tough. 2026 extremely tough. And let's wait, 2027 won't be your tough paper. I expect, my experience says that they won't give you tough paper in 2026, but then they won't lose, they don't give you chance, they won't give you chance to lose yourself. Okay, they will maintain the level. So that's why you have to go through. There are 2-3 things you keep in your mind. Maths, why you are studying maths here? You are studying maths not only to solve questions from maths from your CSAT paper. You are doing maths because maths will also give you maximum opportunity to pass the paper. Because only maths questions in maths is having a higher probability to get correct answer. Okay, one correct answer 2.5 marks, and one wrong answer you will lose your mark. So in reading comprehension, that is the worst part. From student do always think that yes, they had done 29 or 27 questions from reading comprehension, and most of the questions are correct, but then when they come back and see the answer, they realize that most of the answer were wrong. Why? Because you think reading comprehension is comprehension. It is not comprehension, it is analysis. It is critical reasoning. Okay, that's why. And critical reasoning cannot be developed within a day, within 1 month. Critical reasoning can only be developed with the help of mathematics, with the help of analytical study, and means analysis, Done. Okay. Okay. 50 rupees per kilogram. No. Did you understand the question? Have you understood it? The question is, earlier there is a person, right? Earlier he used to go with 200 rupees. He used to go with 200 rupees. He used to buy certain quantity of or amount of tea. Okay. Now when price got reduced by 20%, again he is going with the same amount 200, but this time with the same amount. Now he had bought 10 kilogram more tea compared to the earlier. Yes, earlier what transaction or earlier consumption, whatever. So this time it is asking price per kilogram original and price per kilogram reduced. Correct. Now it is correct. Yes, understood. I understood what happened. See what is happening. I know you can solve this question, but what mistake you are doing, now you will understand. See, if I am writing, first thing is price is 20%, that is equal to 1 upon 5. It is getting reduced, na, 20%. So if I am writing price multiply consumption, it will give you expenditure, obviously expenditure. So price multiply consumption will give you expenditure. So in that scenario, in that case, if I assume the number to be 5 unit, so price is 5 unit, it reduced by 1, it gives you 4. Okay. Now my question is, earlier he used to go with 200 rupees and this time again he is going with 200 rupees. Is expenditure same in both the situations or not? And if expenditure is same in both the situation, you will write down 1:1, and it is only possible when price goes from 5 to 4, consumption should come down from 4 to 5. So that means consumption increases by 1 unit. Consumption increases by 1 unit, but here consumption increases by how much? 10 kilogram. So can I say that consumption 1 unit is equal to 10 kilogram? Can I say this? Because earlier consumption was 4 unit, now consumption is 5 unit. It increases by 1 unit, but in real terms it increases by how much, dear? 10 kilogram. So we can say this 1 unit is equal to 10 kilogram and 1 unit equal to 10 kilogram. Then when you multiply here by 4, then consumption, earlier original consumption will be 4 into 10, 40 kilogram, and reduce or new consumption will be, final consumption will be, yes, 5 into 10, 50 kilogram. Now the question is, consumption you already calculated and expenditure you already know. What is the expenditure in both the situation? Yes, both the condition, expenditure is 200 rupees and expenditure is 200 rupees. Here expenditure is 200 rupees. Here you buy 40 kilogram. Here you buy 50 kilogram. So 200 is the total amount what you are paying for 40 rupees. So when 200 total amount is divided by the total consumption or total you are consuming here, then you will get the price of or original price per kilogram, and that is 5 rupees per kilogram. Yes, 5 rupees per kilogram, and then here price, final price, or you can say reduced price, is 4 rupees per kilogram. Is it really difficult? Are we applying the same concept everywhere? Means same concept, na? So you will see everywhere we are going to apply the same concept, है ना? तो अर्थमेटिक्स सब क्या है, एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड है. तो once you understand the actual concept in percentage, now apply everywhere, anywhere. That's why after this class now we can begin any topic and there we won't have any problem. और कभी कभी बच्चे पूछते हैं ना कि सर ये आज पहली क्लास है मान लो, हाँ, कि यहाँ से समझ में आएगा? हाँ, बिल्कुल समझ में आएगा, क्योंकि हमें कॉन्सेप्ट जब एक ही अप्लाई करना है हर जगह तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है, हम फिर से अप्लाई उसको रिपीट कर देंगे, है ना? तो ये बहुत ईजी होता है. चलिए बच्चे आगे बढ़े. हाँ, अब सुनो, इसको अगर हम लॉजिकली सॉल्व करें विदाउट यूजिंग दिस, we'll try not to use pen. Okay, let's here let's apply logic here. I'm asking you one thing. I'm a shopkeeper. I'm a shopkeeper. You are a customer. You come to me. You give me 200 rupees. And in return, I'm giving you certain quantity of what? Sugar. क्या है ये? Tea. Certain quantity of tea. We need not to calculate what quantity. No need. So you take that quantity of tea, go back to your home, and that is usually what you do. But one day you came to me with same 200 rupees, you give me 200 rupees and tell me to give tea, and usually what the quantity I give you in return, before providing that quantity, I tell you the actual situation, and the situation is, since price of tea got reduced, then I would ask you, or I will ask you, that for this 200 rupees, now you will get more tea. More tea. So there are two situations. I'll give you two options. I'll provide you two options. First is, either for this 200 rupees that you are giving to me, with that 200 rupees, I'll provide you the value or the quantity of tea worth 200 rupees this time after reduction in the price. This is first option, that I am not giving back any amount here. Second is, I am telling you that if you want the same quantity that we usually used to buy, then take that quantity, and then I have to return back. I'll return back the spare money to you. Just take back your money and then go back to home with the same quantity. There are two options. So you have chosen the first one. You have chosen the first one. You told me, you said me that, sir, do one thing. You don't give us money. You give us the extra quantity worth that amount that should have been returned. Right. So first of all, try to find out how much money I must return you. So the thing is, 200 was the money you had given me, right? And we know that expenditure decreases by 20%. 20% means 1/5. Yes or no? 20% means 1/5. So actually, I should return back 1/5 of 200 rupees, because reduction is 20%, 1/5. So I will have to return 1/5 of 200 rupees. Yes or no? Earlier the quantity you used to buy at 200 rupees, now the same quantity can be bought at value lesser than 200 rupees, or how much lesser? 1/5 lesser. 1/5 lesser value. So if I am going to get 1/5 of 200 rupees, 1/5 of 200 rupees, what is that? 40. So that means I have to return back 40 rupees. But what you told me, that don't give me 40 rupees, give me how much extra tea you can give. So how much extra tea I am giving you for this 40 rupees? So divide 40 by 10. This is 4 rupees per kilogram is the reduced price of 4 rupees per kilogram is the reduced price of tea. Do we really need pen here? If I would not have explained in the class this time, I don't need pen, even you don't need pen. We only know, means here we know that either you take 1/5 money back, or you take value worth this 1/5 money. So you told me that give me value worth this 1/5 money. So I have got 1/5 of 200 as 40, and I am giving you 10 kg more for rupees 40. And when I am giving here, after reduction in price, that's why it is reduced price per kilogram. Okay. Now your question is, so if this is the reduced price, then what will be the actual price, means original price per kilogram? So it is very simple. When your original price was 5 unit, then reduced price was 4, and here actual reduced price is 4 unit, then original price will be 5. That means it is very simple. If 4 is represented by 4 only, that means you got the value of 1 unit, then 5 will be represented by 1 into 5, that means 5 rupees per kilogram original price. 4 became 4 here, then 5 will become 5. Okay, so this 4 is represented by 4, so I will write down 4 unit equal to 4 rupees, so 1 unit equal to 4 upon 4, 1 rupee. So value of 1 unit is 1, then value of 5 unit is, original price is 5 unit, then the value of 5 unit is 5, then original price is 5 rupees per kilogram. So do we actually need to use pen or not? No need. But this time we are actually getting the concept, we are trying to understand, that's why use it. But after some time, if they ask you such questions, and they give you question, this type of question in papers, they give you questions. Okay, so we can do faster. Clear beta? सबको समझ में आ गया? You want me to repeat? हाँ? नहीं ना? नींद पूरी नहीं करती हो? क्यों बेटा? नींद क्यों नहीं पूरी करती? तबीयत खराब है तो थोड़ा आराम कर लेती ना फिर. अच्छा, ठीक है. थोड़ा आराम कर लिया करो, क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है कि तबीयत खराब को अगर इग्नोर करोगे ना तो लंबा खींच लेगा वो. ठीक है, तो 1-2 दिन आराम करो, फ्री रहो. और आराम का मतलब आराम होता है, इंस्टाग्राम नहीं होता है. तो ये बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है कि आराम भी हम लोग करने बैठते हैं ना तो शुरू हो जाता है स्क्रॉलिंग. तो हो गया ना वही बात कि आपको टाइम तो मिला नहीं, यू डिडंट गेट टाइम टू एक्चुअली रिकवर. तो वो जरूर कर लेना, आराम जरूर कर लेना चाहिए. ठीक है, चलिए आगे बढ़े हम लोग. ओके, सो इन 2025 दे हैड गिवन यू वन क्वेश्चन. So can we move ahead with this question? Okay, so the question is, simple question is, price of a commodity was P in CSAT 2025. CSAT 2025. So I am writing fast. Here, price of commodity was P. Price of commodity was P. First time this price is increased by R%. Whatever value achieved, again decreased by R%. Now whatever value achieved, increased by R%. Now whatever value achieved, decreased by R%. New final value become Q. Original price was P. Original as इतना पेनफुल है ना ये. Original price was P. Okay, price was P and final price become price becomes Q, which expression shows that an expression is A P into 10 to the power 4. ठीक है, मैं तुम्हें एग्जैक्ट ही दे देता हूं, रुको वेट करो, लिखो तो P इंटू 10 टू द पावर 4 माइनस क्यू स्क्वायर, क्यू नहीं के स्क्वायर कांस्टेंट. मैंने तुम्हें आर बताया था ना, आर यहां पे क्वेश्चन में के दिया हुआ है. ठीक है, आर के टर्म्स में लिख देते हैं. ठीक है, यहां के टर्म्स में है ना, तो P इंटू 10 टू द पावर 4 माइनस आर स्क्वायर होल स्क्वायर इक्वल टू Q इंटू 10 टू द पावर 8. दिस इज फर्स्ट ऑप्शन. सेकेंड ऑप्शन, P इंटू 10 टू द पावर 4 माइनस आर स्क्वायर टू होल स्क्वायर then Q इंटू 10 to the power 4. Third option, P into 10 to the power 4 माइनस आर स्क्वायर इक्वल टू क्यू इंटू 10⁸ एंड डी पी इंटू 10⁴ माइनस आर स्क्वायर इक्वल टू क्यू इंटू 10⁴। That's what I lost in my depression phase. कि एग्जैक्टली याद रहना जो सब कुछ होता है ना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है, ठीक है. सो इवन आफ्टर रिकवरिंग अ लॉट ये याद रहना एग्जैक्ट मुश्किल होता है. तो क्या होता है, क्रिएट करना तो आता है ना, तो इतना एक्सपीरियंस हो गया है कि हम क्रिएट ही कर देते हैं. एग्जैक्टली याद रखना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. दैट्स वाई मैं हमेशा स्टूडेंट्स को कहता हूँ, नेवर एवर allow in your life to come an anxiety phase, hit anxiety phase. एंग्जाइटी और डिप्रेशन कभी नहीं आएगा इफ यू विल डू टू थिंग्स. हाँ, स्ट्रेस एक फर्स्ट तो स्क्रीन को अपना बहुत जबरदस्त दोस्त बना के रखना, ये तो गलत है अभी के लिए, बट दो चीज करोगे कभी नहीं आएगा. फर्स्ट इज इफ यू स्ट्रेच, योगा एक्सरसाइजेस, एनी टाइप ऑफ एक्सरसाइज, इफ यू स्ट्रेच योर स्पाइन. सेकेंड थिंग, do some meditation work. ठीक है. Ultimately, it was the only thing that helped me recover aggressively. और कोई दूसरा चीज होता ही नहीं है. No medical work. मैं ये अच्छा तुम लोग को क्यों बोल रहा हूँ सबको, क्योंकि बच्चे मुझे रोज कहते हैं that sir I'm in anxiety, what kind of depression I am facing. हर दिन रोज बच्चों का ये सब सुनता हूँ मैं. तो मैं क्यों इतना कनेक्ट कर लेता हूँ, क्यों आराम से उनको निकालने में बाहर इजिली मदद कर देता हूँ, है ना. समझ में आ रहा है. ये इसीलिए तो हमेशा बोलता हूँ दो चीज करना जरूर. तुम्हारा स्ट्रेस तुमको, क्योंकि यूपीएससी में स्ट्रेस होता है, लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन है ना एग्जाम्स का, तो यू विल फील स्ट्रेस्ड. बहुत पढ़ना पड़ेगा. समटाइम्स रिजल्ट विल गो जस्ट अगेंस्ट यू, देन अगेन यू हैव टू बाउंस बैक. कहाँ से लाओगे इतना एनर्जी, बहुत सारी चीजें होंगी. मोटिवेशन फेलियर होगा. मोटिवेशन को खुद से अंदर से लाना होता है. तो मोटिवेशन अंदर से ऐसे नहीं आता है, वो आता है कब, डिसिप्लिन से. डिसिप्लिन ड्राइव्स द मोटिवेशन, है ना. ये सिंपल फैक्ट. कोई ये जो ऊपर से मोटिवेशन होता है ना, दिस काइंड ऑफ मोटिवेशन दैट पीपल आर कमिंग हियर एंड मोटिवेटिंग. तो ये जो आजकल जो यूट्यूब पे सब मोटिवेशन कर रहे हैं ना, ये हम लोग 15 साल पहले करते थे. बैठे बैठे आईएएस बना देते थे स्टूडेंट को, ठीक है. जो आज ये सब कर रहे हैं यूट्यूब पे, जो तुम देख रहे हो ना, मोटिवेशन मोटिवेशन मोटिवेशन, 15 साल पहले. बट अब कुछ नहीं होता है, because these motivations never work. Only one kind of motivation works, और वो होता है when it is self-driven, and self-driven motivation can only be generated when you are well disciplined towards it. Okay? जो पढ़ना है पढ़ना है, जो काम करना है करना है, discipline. और second thing is, yes, yoga or exercise and meditation will definitely help you sort out your problems. ठीक है? Tried and tested. ठीक है. हवा में बात करने वाली बात नहीं है कि आके कोई सुन के बोला गया है या कुछ है, नहीं. ट्राइड एंड टेस्टेड. एवरीथिंग फेल्ड, ऑल मेडिकेशंस फेल्ड, नथिंग वेंट वेल, ओनली वन थिंग हेल्प्ड, एंड हेल्प्ड इन अ वे दैट स्टिल टुडे. अब हम 12 घंटे भी मैं तुमको इसी एनर्जी में दिखूंगा. तो कुछ तो आता होगा ना, कुछ तो होगा ना. जो 9 मंथ्स तक खड़ा ही नहीं हो पा रहा है और वो 12 घंटे खड़ा नहीं, उछल कूद कर रहा है. अब मैं ये नहीं कहता हूँ कि ये पूरी तरह ठीक हो गया है, मैं ये नहीं कहता हूँ, बट इट इज़ मेंटेन्ड. वो ठीक होता नहीं है. वो अब कोई हो सकता है सर्जिकल होता हो, सर्जरी वगैरह अब आता है, उस समय नहीं आता, लेकिन इट इज़ मेंटेन्ड सो वेल. ठीक है. दैट अगर तुम 12 घंटे देख रहे हो एनर्जेटिक होना, एक फेज में होना, तो इसका मतलब इट कुड बी अचीव्ड, है ना. दैट्स व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग. हर स्टूडेंट को कहता हूँ, नेवर लेट दिस एंग्जाइटी हिट यू. ठीक है. और स्टूडेंट को सबसे ज़्यादा होता है. है ना, और यूपीएससी में सबसे ज़्यादा होता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग ऑल दी स्टूडेंट्स, while you are preparing for UPSC civil services, also appear in different examinations. Those examinations you want to face. If you get the job, you want to do it, that's okay. You don't want to do it, just take that letter, appointment letter, and put it anywhere. But your confidence level is always higher. है ना, मैं तो शुरू से देख रहा हूँ ना, बहुत से बच्चे ऐसे थे, दे यूज टू प्रिपेयर फॉर यूपीएससी सिविल सर्विसेज. दे ऑल्सो मीन्स बिकॉज आई ऑलवेज मोटिवेटेड देम विद द सेम थिंग कि तुम्हें देना चाहिए, है ना. दे डिड, एंड सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स आर देयर जिनका यूपीएससी नहीं हुआ, एंड दे आर स्टिल दे आर ऑफिसर्स इन डिफरेंट पोजिशंस. कोई इंटेलिजेंस ब्यूरो में है, उन 9-10 साल के बाद कहता है सर कम, नहीं 10 साल 13 साल के बाद कहता है आओ सर, कहाँ, गोवा में पोस्टेड हूँ, ठीक है, 1 रुपये नहीं लगेगा आपका. कितना अच्छा लगता होगा, है ना. और उस समय लगता था कि यूपीएससी नहीं तो मर ही जाएंगे, ठीक है, और वो स्टिल ही इज ऑफिसर. बट दैट वाज ही चॉइस. हाँ, लेकिन बहुत से स्टूडेंट ने क्या किया, सिलेक्शन रख लिया, स्टिल प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर यूपीएससी एंड क्रैक्ड इट, है ना. दैट इज देयर चॉइस. सो इट इज अप टू अस. और इससे क्या होता है कि एंग्जाइटी हिट नहीं करता है, उल्टा कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड होता है. दैट इज द पार्ट ऑफ डिसिप्लिन, ठीक है. तो इसीलिए पेपर देना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. ऑल पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन जो तुम्हारे आसपास हो, यू मस्ट गिव दैट पेपर. और भी कुछ अगर जो इससे रिलेटेड पेपर्स आते हैं, यू मस्ट गिव दैट पेपर, मीन्स सॉरी टेक दैट पेपर, एंड डेफिनेटली यू विल फील वेरी गुड व्हेन यू सिट इन CSE सिविल सर्विसेज एग्जाम. दैट टाइम यू विल फील मच in much better position, you will feel yourself. ठीक है ना. तुम थोड़ा सा टायर्ड हो जाते हो, इसीलिए बीच बीच में रोकना पड़ता है, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं है. सिंस वी आर लर्निंग सो मेनी थिंग्स हियर, तो थोड़ा टायर्ड होना तो बनता है. अब तुम मुझे बताओ बेटा, तुमको सॉल्व हुआ ये क्वेश्चन? हैड यू सॉल्व्ड इट और यू वांट मी टू सॉल्व? आई हैड गिवन यू क्वेश्चन और यू वांट टू थ्रो इट बैक टू मी? ओके. The question, I'm telling you what happened last year, or you can say from 2022, they had changed the style of asking question. Now they had introduced more than 2 topics or 3 topics in single question. Like if you have learned percentage, now percentage won't help you if you don't know the basics of algebra. You know calendar very well in logical reasoning, but they won't be helpful if you don't know the basics of number system. What they are doing, they are mixing up the concept, and this is the toughest part of the paper, when they mix up the concept and you don't have exact basic knowledge or fundamentals of the particular topic. Very, very difficult to manage. So you have to understand the whole concept throughout, solve it. More and more question means practice more and more number of questions, different pattern based questions, then PYQ will help you. Okay, तो जैसे मैं ये वाला क्वेश्चन करूंगा, ये बहुत इजी है. बट नाउ इफ यू डिडंट हैव आइडिया, देन दिस क्वेश्चन कुड बी वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू हैंडल. लेकिन अब बताओ, तो मैं अभी लिखूंगा, मुझे बताना कि एम आई राइट और रॉन्ग, बस मुझे समझाते जाना. R% is R upon 100. Yes or no? R upon 100. So if my price was 100, now it became 100 plus R. Again price 100, it became 100 plus R. Again 100, it became 100 plus minus R, na? Minus R. Minus R, 100 plus R, and finally 100 minus R. Yes or no? Okay. How many zeros there? Guys, how many zeros? 10 to the power 8. Fine. Multiply them. And now tell me, this is a plus b, a minus b. It is a square minus b square. So that means this is 10 square, 10 square. It is actually 10 to the power 4 minus r square. And again we have a plus b, a minus b, again 10 to the power 4 minus r square. Yes or no? So that means after solving it, can I directly write 10 to the power 4 minus r square whole square? Yes or no? And this is representing P. original value price, and this is representing final value price Q. Yes or no? So can I write now P upon Q equal to 10 to the power 8 upon 10 to the power 4 minus R square to whole square? Yes or no? Now this multiplied with this multiplied with this. Okay, so P into 10 to the power 4 minus R square whole square equal to Q into 10 to the power 8. Only one option is there, and that is A. Done? Understood? Yes or no? See this and tell me if you have any problem. Understood? So, is it actually a case of successive percentage change? Isn't it successive percentage change? Yes, successive percentage change mixed with basic algebra, and basic algebra is A plus B, A minus B equal to A square minus B square. But now you understood how they have evolved the question. They are not giving you direct question like P price is increased by 20%, consumption decreased by, no, now they are not giving you this question. Now they are mixing up questions. Okay, one concept mixed with another, and they are presenting to you. So we need to understand the whole concept. Why? Only learning concept will help you mixing up these. Okay, together. बेटा जब आप ये लिखते हैं ना, ये वाला, तो ये दिस इज फर्स्ट कॉलम, दिस इज सेकंड कॉलम. तो फर्स्ट कॉलम को पूरा मल्टीप्लाई करके जब हम यहाँ लिखते हैं ना, ठीक है, तो ये ओरिजिनल वैल्यू को रिप्रेजेंट करता है, और सेकंड कॉलम को जब मल्टीप्लाई करके लिखते हैं तो ये फाइनल वैल्यू को. सो दिस विल रिप्रेजेंट ओरिजिनल वैल्यू, दिस विल रिप्रेजेंट फाइनल वैल्यू. एंड वन मोर थिंग, सपोज हियर इज 100 and if it would be 100 here also, we could have cancelled this. That means in two different columns, if we have numbers which could be cancelled anywhere, 100 is here, 100 is here, we can cancel. But in the same column, we cannot cancel. In two different columns, numbers will be cancelled out, and numbers or multiples will be cancelled out. But in the same column, you have to multiply. That's why multiply this side, multiply all the numbers of this side. This side will be represented by original number, and this side will be represented by final number. That's why I am writing P upon Q is equal to 10 to the power 8 upon this, and cross multiply. You have got the relation. This is one thing. Okay, suppose you say, so can we do with another method? Yes, we can do with the other method. And what is the other method here? Yes, you write down this way. Price is P. Since this price is getting increased by R%, so 100 plus R upon 100, now it will directly increase by R%. Again 100 minus R by 100, now decreased. Again 100 plus R by 100, again increased, and then 100 minus R by 100 decreased, it become Q. Same thing happened. P multiply 10 to the power 4 minus R square whole square, R square whole square upon 10 to the power 8 equal to Q. Now cross multiply, you will get the same answer. P into 10 to the power 4 minus R square whole square into Q into 10 to the power 8. Yes, sure. Done? Shall I move? Slowly you will start solving question faster. So first concept, then do number of questions of different pattern, and slowly you will feel that now the speed had already increased. Shall I move? One more question, just write down please. This question was also asked in the paper, CSAT CDS. 4/9 part of the population, I am changing the question now. 4/9 part of the population, 4/9 part of the population is female and 30% males are married. 30% males are married. 4/9 part of the population is female and 30% males are married. Find overall percentage of females who are unmarried. Females who are unmarried. Who are unmarried. Yes, it is okay. 44.44% is okay, but why to convert into percentage? Don't you think it will become quite complicated? It is already in fraction, and we always need values in fraction. So why to convert in percentage? Unless your answer means they want your answer to be in percentage, let it be the same way. ना बेटा, एक बार चेक करें. मैं तुम्हें एक तरीका बताता हूँ ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को करने का. Okay, first thing, what you do here when you start solving question, what you do? What you did here in this question, क्या किया बता मुझे. So you have 70. Why 70? It is 44.44 na. 4/9 is 1/9 is 11.11. So 4/9 is 44.44. But my question is, why you are changing this into percentage? When we already know that percentage must be converted into fraction to solve or to get answers faster. You are converting them into percentage to make it complicated. Why? Now try to understand. No, it is not. It is not the case. Actually, what is happening now? Try to understand. 4/9 part of the population is female. It means overall, if overall population is given, then overall population is X. Then 4/9 part of X is female, right? Then rest will be male. But since we are not going to use X and N or 100 something, this type of numbers, or if you are going to use 100, then again you are going to convert this into percentage. No need to do that. Now see, if I have to solve this question, what I'll do? I know that 4/9 part of the population male. So 4 by 9 is male, female. So if 9 is considered as the total population of the village, then 4 is number of females in the village, and the rest 5 will be male. Fine. But yes, we can calculate it, but I want to avoid any kind of complications in calculation. So if I want to write 0 here, balancing these two, do you have any problem? I don't have any problem, है ना. तो तुम्हें भी नहीं है, मुझे भी नहीं है, तो बढ़ते हैं फिर आगे, है ना. तो यहाँ पे रख दो. अगर कभी भी लगे, if you find that letting this value can bring us in more and more number of more and more calculation phase, so just put 1 0 and make it something else, so that we are not going to indulge in what? Heavy calculation. So that's why now if 90 is your total number of population, then out of 90, if 40 females, then 50 males. Technically 50 males, 40 females. Acha, how many males are married? 30%. 30% means 3 by 10, right? So 30% of males are married. So how many males are married? 15 males are married. Okay, 15 males are married. Then 15 males are married to who? Of course, 15 females of the same village. If nothing is given, no information is given, then we cannot say that 15 males are married to outside this village. Or secondly, it is not mentioned that males are married to males, right? तो obviously इंडिया में तो ऐसा कुछ है नहीं कि हम अपने आप सोचेंगे, है ना. So in that situation 15 males are married to, in fact अमेरिका में भी नहीं है ना. So 15 males are married to 15 females of the same village. So in that situation, out of 40, if 15 females gone means married, gone मतलब यहाँ पे married, तो बचे कितने? ओहो, ये क्या होता है? तो क्या करें हम यहाँ पे? माइनस करते हैं 15 को. So how many females are unmarried? So 25 females are unmarried, and 25 females are unmarried out of, it is overall means 90 out of 90. Okay, so 25 out of 90 multiply 100, solve it, you will get your answer. That is 250 upon 9. So 9 2 ja, and this is 27, 9 7 ja. I think this is the correct answer. This is the final answer. Clear na? This is how we assume the value. So never ignore denominator, the fraction or the denominator of the fraction as to keep or assume original value. क्योंकि इतना जो हम लोगों ने पूरा का पूरा महाभारत पढ़ लिया, वो क्यों? इसका रीजन ही यही था कि हम बहुत ही इजीली assumption कर सकें. So we already know how to convert percentage into fraction, and if percentage is complicated, so after converting them into fraction, so what we did, we have decreased or we have reduced our calculation effort, है ना. जब calculation effort release हो गया, just assume the original number as the denominator of that fraction and move ahead with this, go ahead with this. तुम्हारा कैलकुलेशन आसान हो जाएगा, है ना. डन ना? ठीक है. ओके ओके, हाँ पूछो. नहीं, ओके. सो इन द सेम in this part, profit and loss, when you see questions on profit and loss, see how they will give you how they are, means they are related. So before that, let's first try to understand the basic things in profit and loss. क्या होता है profit and loss का basic concept? We have three things. Cost price, you already know. So we assume cost price to be the original price of the article. We assume it, but and we write CP. Selling prices, you can write down profit and loss here. It is related to percentage directly, that's why we'll do mixed questions on this. So selling prices, SP, and one more thing that you'll get to see that is marked price. Marked price can be written as MRP or MP, and sometimes you will see as label price, that is MP or LP. Okay, we already know profit is actually when selling price is greater than cost price, fine, and loss is when cost price is greater than selling price. In this situation, selling price is greater than cost price, and in this situation, selling price is less than cost price. That's it. Okay. So, if you want to convert or you want to get the profit percent or loss percent, then either profit percent or loss percent, both will be calculated on cost price. Both will be calculated on cost price. So that means profit percent, if you want to calculate profit percent, so profit percent equal to profit divided by CP multiply 100. Why? If they are not asking you anything, means nothing has been asked, that whether you have to means you need to calculate profit on cost price or selling price, that means you must calculate it on cost price. But if they desire to find the profit percent or loss percent on selling price, they will write in the question. So if nothing written, then cost price, if written, then selling price. Okay, so profit percent equal to profit upon CP into 100, and then loss percent is loss upon CP into 100. So these are basic things that you used to learn in your school days. So that's why we have revised it, but we won't directly use it. The concept will be used, but no direct use of the formula here in this chapter. So let's do few questions. You'll get to understand how we are going to do such type of questions from this topic. Written now. An article is sold for rupees 420 and incurred a loss of 30%. Find the cost price. Find the cost price. How do you find this? इस पे स्क्रीनशॉट्स आता है ना? ठीक है. Okay, what is your answer, dear? Done? Okay. See. Now, if you want to solve this type of question, let me explain it. There are so many different methods to solve this question, right? But we are not going to use any kind of formula. So what we do, suppose this, whenever you see such type of number, this number is actually an integral value, right? It is an integral value, that's why it is easy to calculate. And whenever you see integral value, you can assume 100% also. That means cost price is 100. Then if cost price is 100, you are getting a profit of 30%. Selling price must be equal to 130. The selling price will be increased by 30. And if your selling price, if you incurred a loss of 30%, then selling price must be 70. Same thing, what happened here? Same thing we do. Cost price we assume as 100. Then since you are incurring a loss, that's why it becomes 70. Why? Because 100 minus 30, 70. So that means whenever I am writing 100 here, it is 100 percentage. So it is 100%, but I will read it as 100 unit. So 100 unit means 100% here. Then if it is 100%, 100 unit, then 70%, 70 unit, right? So this is selling price after incurring loss, but your actual selling price is 420. So it means 70% or 70 unit is equal to actual selling price 420. Then 1 unit equal to 420 upon 70, that is 6. So 1 unit equal to 6. Now since you got the value of 1 unit, you wanted to calculate 100%. So multiply it by 100. So after multiplying it by 100, you will get final answer. Okay. So from now onwards, do we really need to take more time here? So looking at the question, if your selling price is 420 and selling any article at 420, if you incur loss, how much is the loss? 30% is the loss. So 100 minus 30 will make it 70. Then multiply by 100, you will directly get cost price. So in single line, from now onwards, no need to write down so much. In single line, you will get your answer, and that is 600. 600. Everyone understood? Acha, if I want to solve the same question using fraction approach, both are important. So if I want to solve the same question using fraction approach, so how I do this? I will write 30%. I will write 30% as 3 upon 10. 3 upon 10. So in this scenario, if I assume my cost price to be 10 unit, so my cost price is 10 unit, then selling price will become 7, 30% less, but 7 unit equal to 420, 1 unit equal to 60, and 1 unit 60, so cost price is 10 unit, that is 600. Okay, and it could be written in only single line, like 720 represented by 7, and cost price is 10, multiply directly by 10. Okay, once you know these things, you will solve this type of question within 2-3 seconds, 4 seconds, not more than that. अब अगर मैं थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट करता हूँ, हल्का सा चेंज कर देता हूँ क्वेश्चन में, लाइक अच्छा पहले लिख लो बेटा, पहले लिख लो. नाउ टायर्ड? अब तो टायर्ड हो, ऐसे अब झूठ मत बोलना, ठीक है? नाउ फीलिंग टायर्ड ना? दिख तो रहा है, कोई बात नहीं, यहीं पे हम एक अपना लिमिट और पुश करते हैं एक बार. वन मोर क्वेश्चन, ओके, एंड देन विल रैप अप टुडेज क्लास. चलो, वन मोर क्वेश्चन ऑफ द सेम टाइप. इफ आई एम सेइंग एन आर्टिकल is sold for rupees, an article is sold for rupees 480 and incurred a loss of 20%. Had the article और छोड़ो had, लिखो what should be the selling price. This is basic concept, right? What should be the selling price in order to get in order to get 25% profit. 25% profit. In order to get 25% profit. 500 sure? Okay. 700? 750? Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Who has different answer? Yes, you can raise your bid. Okay. Say. हाँ, क्या बच्चे? श्योर? अच्छा देखो, इसको एक लाइन में हम लोग सॉल्व कर देते हैं, ठीक है? मैं लिखता हूँ, मुझे बताना यू अंडरस्टूड और नॉट. माई क्वेश्चन इज सिंपल. This is selling price, right? It is not cost price. So when you sell any article at 480, did you means get profit or you incurred loss? Did you get profit or incurred loss after selling it at 480? Loss of 20%. So loss can only be incurred when 100 rupees article will be sold at 80%. Means 100% article at price 100% will be sold at 80%. Yes or no? It means 480 to be represented by 80. Yes or no? Okay. Now you want to find out cost price or a price, selling price, in order to get a profit of 25%. Selling price, not cost price. So if they asked you, had they asked you to find out cost price, I would have multiplied here by 100. I would have multiplied here by 100 to get cost price. But exactly they had not asked you cost price, they had asked you to find out new selling price in order to get a profit of 25%. So my question is that if an article is costing, means the cost price of the article is 100% and you want to get a profit of 25%, it should be sold at 125. So directly multiply by 125 and you will get cost price 86 ja, and this is 750. Correct answer. What do you think? How much time you will take? Done in single line. This type of questions sometimes are seen in the paper, and these questions are considered as easy approach question. And in exam, if they are giving you 80 questions, so out of 80 questions, they are bound to give 12-15 easy questions in the papers. They can't give all 80 questions of moderate nature, average nature. No, they will definitely give 10-15 questions of those nature which could be done by any one of you. Okay, but even then students do make mistake, and the reason is simple, that if you are not well practiced, if you are not well prepared, you don't know how to pick questions, how to skip questions. How to pick question is most important thing in the papers, and which question to skip, that is the another thing. So you can do such things only when you are really well prepared in the papers, and that's what UPSC already know. They know that if students are well prepared, then they will definitely understand they will make quick decision and they will make appropriate decision in the papers. यही तो उनको चाहिए ना बच्चे, इनको तो वही चाहिए कि बच्चा पेपर में ही डिसीजन नहीं ले पा रहा है तो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पोस्ट पे क्या डिसीजन लेगा. ठीक है, तो ये तभी होता है जब आप करते जाते हो उसको. ठीक है, सो you need to bring yourself at that platform, कि वहां पे तुमको लाना पड़ेगा जो उनका एक्सपेक्टेशन है. their expectation is very different. ठीक है, ठीक है. अब क्या किया जाए? अब अगर मैं बैठाऊंगा तो फिर तो ऐसा होगा कि तुम्हारे साथ अन्याय हो जाएगा, है ना? तो एक काम करते हैं, रहने ही देते हैं फिर यहाँ पे. सो ओके, आई विल प्रोवाइड यू टुडे PDF questions, so you go through all the questions. Tomorrow you'll have, yes, you have reasoning class. Reasoning classes first. Okay, so Abhinav sir will come. He's very, very nice teacher. He's also actually teaching from last 12 years. So yes, you'll definitely enjoy the sessions. And do keep on revising. You have 4 days to keep revising. Come with the questions or doubts next week, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday maths will go on, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday reading, logical reasoning and reading comprehension will go on, right? Okay, thank you so much guys, take care, see you, Jai Hind, bye bye.